This week we're making some creamy, savory umami chaffles. So let's get started. What's up everyone? Welcome to the first chaffle recipe of 2026. This week we're just going to make some simple chaffles using some Umami seasoning salt here. Now this is a product I got locally. It is a made in Canada product, but I'm assuming you can probably find similar type products at lots of different places. I don't know if you can read that, but I'll let you know the ingredients. So it's sea salt, dried mushrooms, spices, sesame seeds, dried seaweed, garlic powder, and dried chili peppers. So again, it's an umami seasoned salt. So we're gonna try to make this into a chaffle. So I've got about a teaspoon of that seasoning salt here. I've got about 2 tablespoons of cubed cream cheese here that we're going to use. Makes the chaffles nice and creamy. And then I've got 2/3 of a cup of finely shredded mozzarella cheese. And because we're adding the extra cream cheese, we're going to go with 2 eggs this week. So let me get set up and we'll start mixing up these chaffles. Okay, so we've got our 2 eggs ready to go here. I think what we'll do is we'll actually add our seasoned salt into the eggs first. One of the suggested uses for this, it says for grilled vegetables, eggs, and fried rice. So what we're going to do is we'll start getting this mixed in here, hopefully. It's going to take a little bit of work to get it mixed in there. And I'm sure it'll be a little easier once we start adding the other ingredients in here to get this all mixed in. And I can definitely tell already it's going to add a lot of flavor to these chaffles. So what we'll do is we'll add in our shredded cheese here. Try and scrape down the edges a little bit. Get that mozzarella cheese all mixed in. Try and incorporate our umami salt as well as we can, kind of thing. And then what we'll do is we'll add in our cream cheese. So again, this is about 2 tablespoons that I just cubed up. I let it sit out for a little bit just to soften up. You know, sometimes I like to keep the cream cheese in, you know, cubed form in the chaffles, just to form, you know, nice pockets of cream cheese in the chaffles after you cook them. But for today, what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and incorporate the cream cheese in the mix a little bit more than usual, just to give it a more creamy texture when we cook the chaffles. So let me work away at this for a little bit and then we'll warm up the dash minis and we'll start cooking. Okay, dash minis are preheated here. So we'll get these opened up and we'll start adding our umami chaffle mix here. Now I'm assuming we'll probably wind up getting 3 chaffles at least out of this mix. Anytime you add an extra egg and then some extra ingredients, you usually wind up getting at least 1 extra chaffle out of it, if not 2. So we'll get these loaded in here. Don't want to add too much so we don't make a mess. I think so. I'll just 1 little bit more to this other one here. Now I wasn't able to get the cream cheese fully mixed in, but it's pretty well. So again, we'll just wind up with some pockets of cream cheese, which is never a bad thing. So we'll close up these dash minis, and these will take, you know, 4 or 5 minutes to cook. Basically, we're just watching for the steam to stop coming out of the waffle irons, and that's usually a good indicator that they're done. So we'll be back when they're ready to open up. So here you can see the steam is pretty much stopped coming out of the waffle irons. So we'll open these up. And we've got some nice golden brown chaffles here. We'll pull them out. You can see nice and golden brown sort of on both sides. You can actually see some of the cream cheese in there. So we'll set these aside on a wire rack. I like to do that, let them cool on a rack, and they just so they don't get soggy kind of thing. So there's the other one. So looks like we're gonna wind up with enough for a third chaffle this week in this mix. So we'll get that loaded in to the waffle iron, just like that. And yeah, we won't have enough for more than 3, but we will get a full third chaffle out of this mix. So, and I will tell you, while I was cooking the first 2, the smell coming from it is really amazing, like real deep, rich smell coming from this umami seasoned salt. So hopefully they taste as good as they smell, but we'll cook this third one and we'll find out. So we've got our 3 chaffles here rested a little bit so they're not too warm. Nice soft texture. We weren't going for a crisp chaffle this week. I wanted to keep them, you know, nice creamy center basically, but they are nice and golden brown on the outside. So again, we're just using this seasoned salt, just called Umami. It's just adding a lot of those really deep savory flavors to them. So let's open one of these up and give it a try. The one thing I really love about making chaffles with cream cheese, and I don't know if you can see it in there, but there's like ribbons of cream cheese all throughout these chaffles. It always gives it a nice creamy texture in the middle of them, especially when you get into a nice warm pocket of the cream cheese. So let's try these out and see how they taste. Yeah, that's got a lot of flavor in it. Again, it says it's going to add a savory, tingly, and peppery taste to it. And yeah, does it ever pack a punch of flavor? Now you can see this is a mild. There is no real spice to it at all, kind of thing that I can detect. Macros on this is pretty good, but again, there's a close-up maybe of the ingredients. I read them out a bit earlier. So, you know, not for everyone, but if you do like this kind of stuff, I would definitely try and look for it. Again, this is in Canada, so you may not be able to get this specific one, but I'm sure there's other seasoned salts out there. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. These were really fun to make and taste really great. Got lots of fun things coming up in 2026, and I'm looking forward to sharing it all with you. So that's it for this week. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, and comment down below what you thought about the recipe. And until next time, keep on thriving, my friends.